So this devotional thought is just simply called All Glory to God. In Acts chapter 12, at verse 21 through 23, we read this passage. Very interesting. So on a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat on his throne and gave an oration to them. And the people kept shouting, "The voice of a God and not of a man." Then immediately an angel of the Lord struck him because he did not give glory to God. And he was eaten by worms and died. When I first read that, I was like, what did I just read? Well, what we just read was an account of how seriously God desires all attention and all glory to be directed toward Him. Now, I was just totally curious. My brain goes to the worms. How did that happen? He gets struck down and worms come and eat Herod till he dies. I looked it up. The largest worm ever found was in 1967. It was 22 feet long. That's a big worm. Now that's the largest. The normal size worm in, let me see, I think it's Australia, in this one area, it's called a Gippsland earthworm. They grow to be 3 feet long. That's the norm. That's a big worm. Can you imagine? Herod, he doesn't give glory to God. The angel strikes him and everybody watch him gets eaten by worms. That's crazy. In Job chapter 10 at verse 12, there's another passage. In whose hand is the life of every living thing, speaking of God's hand, and the breath of all mankind. Now, if God is responsible for every breath I take, I can't claim credit for anything. God is the giver of all good things, and if anything comes good from me for the furtherance of His kingdom, we need to be giving glory and attention to God. Now, another example of this, it's illustrated in the book of Daniel, when Daniel rebukes Belshazzar, and we read this at chapter 5, verse 23. And you have lifted yourself up against the Lord of heaven. They have brought the vessels of His house before you, and you and your lords, your wives, and your concubines have drunk wine from them, and you have praised the gods of silver and gold, bronze and iron, wood and stone, which do not see or hear or know, and the God who holds your breath in His hand and owns all your ways, you have not glorified. Let's be mindful today that in all things, we need to be giving glory and attention to God. Now, in what's going on in the world, things are very difficult, but we also read in our Bible that difficulties are allowed by God in our life to produce good things. Good things. So even in the difficulties, even in the hard times, we need to be giving glory to God for the work that He is doing in our lives and through our lives. So be encouraged today. All glory to God. Maybe you should write it down on a note, put it on your refrigerator, so you're just reminded, all glory goes to God. With that, God bless you.